All right, guys, hope all is well. I'm going to do a video about what I'm kind of looking for. Things have actually changed since obviously last week. Um, things have changed in directions I didn't expect, but it's fine. That's what happens. Okay, cool. So so let's go on the dollar. So dollar, we are kind of still in this bearish range at the moment. We did come into this last low. We did have a little bit of reaction, but we haven't broken above all kind of this whole supply zone. So we are still bearish and we probably can just run and take out this low. So with that being said, that means things could XXX could potentially just run a little bit lower, or run a bit higher, sorry. So US 30, we've just been on a massive run all of last week, and as you can see going into this week, we had a gap created, which then priced in the Asian session in London quickly ran up. But so far, I think if the dollar is going to push higher, we can definitely run in and take out this high, maybe a little bit deeper into this zone in here. There's nothing really too nice to get in on. If we did get some sort of pullbacks, obviously these zones are going to be first that I would be looking for, but I'm not going to force anything. If anything does start to head back down, that's fine. If not, we could just see kind of a bullish week. If we are bullish going to the beginning of the week, I do kind of like see like a midweek rollover. So should be able to maybe get some sort of rollover near the end of the week. But let's kind of see what happens with that. NAS, same kind of situation. Overall, we're bullish. I think we could run back up into this 13,500 level. And this 13,500 level is exactly 50% of this 3-day zone. Yep. So this 3-day supply zone, we did have a test of this zone in here, but that's not saying that we couldn't potentially run out these highs. Excuse me, if price is looking to potentially go bullish. On the daily, I have mapped out the most recent demand zone, which I think price could come into. You can see we actually officially broke. So this is actually our leg. I do want to see either into here and continuations, or if not, maybe come fill out this daily imbalance. But so far, we haven't actually given us any reason that we should be looking for down here. So I'm going to be looking for this kind of cluster of orders within this zone. So we have that daily, we have this 12-hour, and then it's kind of just scaling it down and into kind of this last 2-hourly zone. So if price does in fact leave this gap, if we do actually start trickling back down, I do want to see in and around here if we get that reaccumulation to actually take this thing a little bit higher and actually start taking out this gap. But I'm only going to wait for that. If price does actually start breaking at least kind of below this zone, then I'll look for buys. So far, again, I think we could definitely just keep running up into that 13,500 level, potentially higher, like I said, but I'm not going to push. This is going to be my first high time frame zone, but I would like to see some sort of pullbacks. Take this high down to this low. Yeah, so I'm looking for pullbacks up into this zone. SPX, same sort of scenario. We have our daily zone, which is in fact here. If I'm going to be honest, I think we could just reaccumulate and actually run higher. That is definitely going to be something on the table. We have this high, we have some equal highs here. And whenever I say about whenever you have a wick, you get kind of liquidity built up and it rolls over 9 times out of 10. It's going to get run. So now we've broken. Are we actually going to pull back a little bit to then actually go higher, or are we going to just kind of come down a little bit to then actually push it up higher? So I'm going to wait and see on those. Do have a couple zones. Just this 4-hourly. Let's check it out. So there was a kind of like 5, all within kind of this area I'm looking for the potential buys, and also down here only because this is actually just our 4-hour zone. But what you can see is we did fill this imbalance here, which is making me more look for this zone for buys rather than this one, just because we did achieve a goal by closing out that imbalance. So potential longs from here looking to run up. If we do, in fact, kind of distribute, we break structures, then we can potentially look to short it back down, even potentially hedge it, if that could potentially break through all of that. But realistically, I think we could come into there and push up a little bit higher. Silver, I actually started looking at. So on the 4 hourly, I'm in 2 positions on this. So you can see on the weekly, we have been moving bearish, but just at this current standpoint, this is our high, this is our low, this is our major breaker structure. So I do want to potentially be seeing a pullback into any of this weekly zone. We can then scale that down into a 3-day, nothing really too much. You can take this whole wick, and into the daily zone, you can see right up in here. So we did have this accumulation, this distribution that played out. You can see we ran the highs. We ran the highs, and then we actually came back down. But we didn't really break structures. We didn't break and close below this. That would have been confirmed. But considering we didn't, our actual trading range is from up here to down here. So price can come all the way back up here before actually heading back down, before actually really wanting to do anything. So just with the current momentum of price at the moment, you can see we are quite bullish. Nothing so far has been telling me shorts. You can see we've just been creating higher highs and higher lows. We did have this shift here, but in my eyes, the structure within here is like, this is your low, it's your lower high, lower low, higher high. So this is just one leg, because I'm taking this as actually the high. And you can see, even though we did a wick above it in the Asian, for me, this is actually that true breaker structure. So this low, obviously, it did cause kind of this push move, but we did still have this imbalance. And I can already see just within these 2 wicks here that we had a run at this low. So looking like in here, there was an order that needed to potentially get filled. So now I am just looking for a couple zones. I'm looking for just a continuation of a run. We do have a 4-hour zone within this actual wick, which is right up here. And I do want to see if price could run either like this and then potentially start heading back down, or if we're going to push up a little bit higher. But that is going to be my first point of contact that I'm looking for. If not failing that, I'm going to potentially leave my other position just running, just to kind of see what outcome we get with that. But so far it is looking relatively bullish, so I am just going to wait and see how a lot of this momentum kind of plays about. I did have a sell order in here just because we did shift structure momentum, so we could have tested and come down. You can see we reacted from this point. This is then when I had an entry off of this zone in here. I just have my stops just a little bit lower and just hedged against the actual original entry that I had, because I'd already had my buy from down here. I did have a sell here with a stop just above. You can see price came down. I was looking for this demand zone to actually just follow and continue with momentum. Entered, came up, took me out of this one, but that's fine. But I recovered from more on this trade anyway, so that's fine. So I'm still letting this run, and I do definitely think we could come run out this high and potentially run a little bit higher. I am overall kind of looking for that 25,000 level. Let's go to that major quarter point. If you guys know about quarter points, and you realize on why I'm looking for this point. So final target is actually this running out this major high. So sorry, this wasn't actually as much Forex. It's been a lot more indices and things. But if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Feel free to fire away, and I will help everyone as quickly as I can. All right, guys. Bye.